Are you struggling with your weight or your health? Do you feel like you've tried everything, you've had enough, you're at the end of your tether and you don't know what to do? That's exactly where I was nearly a year ago now, and have felt like that for a very long time. Through my experiences and also through my failings, I come up with a few quick tips that will help put you on a more positive path and help you with the changes that you need. The first one is ask for help. Sounds really obvious and very broad, but asking for help can be the biggest step and the hardest step, because you're basically admitting that you either have a problem, whether it is with being overweight, whether it is with a certain aspect of your health. Asking for help could be with a friend, it could be with a health professional such as a GP, a nutritionist. It doesn't really matter who you ask for help. It's taking that first step and asking and just speaking to someone about it. I had to do that exact process. I was sick to death of thinking about my overweight body. I was sick of it taking up so much of my brain space. And one of the first steps I needed to do was ask for help. I made an appointment with a local GP to discuss my weight issue and to ask about accessing weight loss medication. In my situation, the asking for help at that point did not go well. So sometimes asking for help won't go the way that you plan it, and it actually, unfortunately, may make you feel worse. But it's the step of asking for help. In the situation I had with my GP, she focused very much on calorie counting and my need to do more exercise. And she was being very specific when she came to the calorie counting, asking me what I ate on a regular day, which, in the mornings included a coffee. And she went into talking about how many calories could be in the milk that I put in my coffee, and how did I drink, which I do drink and I did drink, and how a glass of wine is equivalent to a big piece of chocolate cake. So, all of these things are true facts. I know that. I have calorie counted on and off throughout my whole life. I'm very much aware. And so she steered me away from the weight loss medication. She wanted me to go away and continue to calorie count and, do it, I guess, even further, watching what I was eating and to pick up what exercise I was doing. I pretty much, I felt pretty shit at that point, because to ask for help is such a big thing. And I felt like I'd put myself out there, but it wasn't going anywhere. So I just agreed with her, thanked her, and left. But I felt shit. I felt horrible. And the main part of reason why I'm telling you that, and that it doesn't always work out, is because you can't stop there. And I didn't. I then found someone else to talk to. As I said, it could be a friend, it could be someone else. And for me, it was my mum. She had previously taken weight loss medication, and she was also very seriously looking at weight loss surgery. And so I was able to talk to her about how I was feeling and the situation very openly. And I knew that she would be supportive in what I was talking to her about, because she had been there. She was going through it as well, and she understood. So, asking for help and talking to someone, again, remember, it's not always going to give you what you want, but don't stop there. Don't let that stop you from making those changes and getting help and talking to other people. Sometimes the first time isn't going to be successful. Find someone else to talk to. Educating yourself could be reading about nutrition, it could be reading about health, and making sure that they're from trusted sources. So trying to steer clear of social media. Facebook is probably one of the worst places. There's a lot of clickbait and a lot of ads. And when you're desperate and you have tried so many things and had so many issues, I know I've been there. I've clicked on so many stupid things because let's face it, you get to a point where you're desperate and you really just you want a change. You want to, find something, and you'll click on whatever that might be. So be really careful with those and steer clear. They just make you feel worse in the end. For me, a great source was YouTube, and I watched a lot of videos from GPs and nutritionalists who health and weight loss was one of their specialties, and that's what their whole businesses were. And I found a lot of really good information on those channels. And another really great source is actual scientific papers that talk about whatever it is you're wanting to try, whether that may be weight loss medication or if that's surgery. And maybe that sounds a little dramatic saying to read scientific papers, but generally you'll find that media, when they come out with statistics about a certain drug, and a great example is Ozempic or Wegovy, you'll hear, oh, blah 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 percent is whatever it is, and they'll say it. They've pulled that from those papers, but when you're hearing a statistic on its own, you actually often need the information around it to have a full understanding, whereas the media will pull it out and sensationalize it. And then that's where I've had, people say to me, oh my gosh, you're not on that, are you? Oh, blah blah blah, and they're all in a tiz about it. But it's because of these one-off stats that you're hearing in the media, where when you read a paper in full, you can have the full information. So really, understanding the source of your information, getting it as much as possible from the actual scientific paper itself, not from media, and be a critical thinker. When you hear information, don't believe everything that you hear. Really understand where it's coming from, who's saying it. If I had have educated myself better and more thoroughly before my GP appointment, I really do believe that I would have been able to get that GP to prescribe me weight loss medication as I was asking. But that brings me to the third point, which is to advocate for yourself. If I had have worked through educating myself better, as in step two, I would have been able to advocate for myself. I really do believe that the GP would have given me a script for the medication, because I would have had more confidence in myself. I would have been able to explain that I had read about the risk factors and understood from my health background, from my relatives, grandparents, those sorts of things, that the risk factors weren't there based on, reading about that particular drug. But because I wasn't able to back myself, I wasn't able to advocate for myself. And, it's so important to be able to do that, because at the end of the day, it's your health and it's my health. And we know ourselves better than anyone else. Yes, of course, we want to take what the doctor is saying on board and we want to listen to professionals, but no one knows you better than you. No one knows me better than me. I knew that that's what I wanted to do and that's what I needed to do. But because I could not sit there and really advocate for myself and explain why I wanted to take weight loss medication, and explain that I understood risk factors, I understood the process, I just sat there and had to really listen to the GP talk to me about calorie counting and exercise, which, for goodness sakes, that's been, again, as I said before, that's been my life for, all of my adult life, thinking about that. I didn't need to talk about that again. So stand up for you. Stand up for your health journey. It doesn't matter what the decision is around. It doesn't matter if it's about joining a gym. It could be weight loss medication. It could be weight loss surgery. It doesn't matter what the decision is around your health and the change you're wanting to make. Make the decision, stand up for yourself, and make the change. Make that change happen because you have asked for help and you've educated yourself. Let me know in the comments what health change you are looking to make, or have you just made a change and you've just started? Please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate hearing from you. I have had a lot of comments recently, and it's been really great because it helps me know there's other people out there going through a similar situation to myself, making changes, wanting to see positive change. And it's so nice to see your comments and know that, there's people out there at different stages. Some people might be only a week or two into whatever they've started, and other people are like myself, 9, 12 months down the track. And it's really great to hear from you. So please keep commenting. I really do appreciate it. Just before I go, I've got my subscriber goal behind me, which, as you can see, it's 200. And it wasn't that long ago that my subscriber goal was 100, and I hit that, which I couldn't have been more happy, honestly. And we're flying along, heading, well past 100 now, which is so amazing. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, if you could please just pause the video and hit that subscribe button, because it really means a lot. And I love sharing how I'm going, and I hope to continue to keep doing that. And also just being here, hopefully, as a really positive advocate for everyone out there who is trying to make a positive health change, and knowing the struggles that we go through, have gone through, and probably will always go through, but just being able to do it together, and having subscribers and knowing that someone's getting value out of me sharing this information is really great. So thank you again. I really appreciate you. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.